Hello, this is George Senda, the real, official, authentic, original, the one, the only, the official, the guy from Pittsburgh. And it is pouring rain right now. And I just opened the first of two Amazon boxes. And I'll never understand why it takes FedEx to take almost a week to get my stuff, whereas Amazon delivers it in 2 days. So I'll ask you to bear with me because my sinus is going crazy because of all the rain, and I have to go out and feed the cats and go get food, and I'm not thrilled with it. So, um, okay, this is Pittsburgh Unboxing. Exacto, imposters, trolls, slanderers, or commentators, and this is something I bought from Amazon. I just did a video for our channel members, and you can join the channel for $3.99 or $6.99 a month. And I now have 8,300 subscribers, and my views have gone up a lot. So let's see what's happening here. There we go. And I've gone up 25,000 views, so that's a lot of views. Okay, now let's move this down here and make some room. I've been watching a lot of Shuttle Pod show, which are interesting. Two former Enterprise cast members and a young woman. They do a podcast with people who worked on Star Trek. So that's what I've been doing in my spare time. Patty is hoisted on her own petard. She told Kathy about this great insurance. They pay for glasses, they pay for teeth, they pay for dentures, they pay for medical care. And now Kathy made a mistake of signing up with these people and they're denying her medication. So anytime it's Patty involved, it's going to be a con. So, okay, let's get this moved down there so I can see the chat. Nobody's in yet, of course, but we shall see. I'm not going to stand very long in here because I need to take a shower and go out in the rain, wait for the bus, go get food. I'm completely out of food. I paid $430 in bills this month. So that's done. I got to go get the rent. But I got to sit here all day tomorrow because my package has been sitting in Reno since Friday. Because the winter storm up there, they've closed Highway 80 and 50 on, off, on, off, on, off. Nobody can go anywhere. So it's been sitting there. Okay. We have the Johnny Cat Liners 15 for the cat boxes. I also have to go get cat litter. And then we have this. This will be a huge thing. Now Fluffy likes the bed. Little girl likes to sleep on the floor, and I'm almost always stepping on her. This is red, new. This is electric heated throw blanket, 50 by 60 inches. I'm going to have to find out one day if to make something longer, because I'm 6'2", and every time I get any kind of blanket or sheet, my feet stick out. So let's open this up. And you know, once you unseal this, it will never go back in the bag the way it came. They pull these at the factory, but I've never been able to get one of these. I always wind up throwing these away because unless you get a really good somebody who can really fold this stuff up, it never goes back in the bag the way it looks. But okay, there it is. Little girl is looking at the package that just fell on the plastic just fell on the floor. Okay, so we have here something crunchy. The controls. And it has been, even with the electric blanket sick, numerous blankets on top of me, and Fluffy sleeping on me, it's been freezing cold. All right. And my voice is, my eyes are killing me, my voice is gone. sinuses go crazy with the rain. I have to go pay the interest in the coin dealer, and I will possibly not be getting the iPad repaired this month because I had too many bills. All right, you get a user manual, very crinkled, and very small print. It says warm, low, medium, and high. Indication of 4. It is different than the other one I've got, of course. So there's your crinkled user manual. And if it stops working, you contact their office. So, and then they have instructions in Spanish. And they have instructions in Spanish. And that's Producto, el producto, the product. That's it. So, do not submerge a controller in water. Do not dry clean. Do not chemically clean. Do not use iron or wring out. Do not use clothespins. Do not wash the cord in water. Do not use commercial dryers at the laundromat. Get too hot. So, wash by hand or as follows: an automatic slow, normal spin speed, fill washer with warm water. Fill to cool temp, agitate 1 minute, then spin, dry an automatic dryer in high heat for 5 minutes or line dry. Remove damp bedding from dryer, block to original size, and drape to finish drying. Do not iron your bedding. Well, in this rain, it's not going to dry, so I have something outside. I've been wanting to work on it. I can't. It keeps raining. All right. This has the usual things on here about what not to do. Comfortable flannel, heated throw, 100% polyester instructions. So it's soft. It's very soft. Cats will like the softness. And it's big. Here we go. So that's nice. It's warm. I sat there the other day with a flannel blanket over me, my bathrobe on, and the electric blanket across my legs, and I was still breathing. Now, where's the connector? All right, here's the connector. This is a 3-prong connector, and we have this is like some of the other ones I've got. I've got electric blankets that don't work anymore. I've got the connectors, and I can't find the right connectors to see if they work. All right, you have to put these in the right way. There it is with the arrows. And there's the buttons, the plug. So I'll undo this. I'm not sure where I'm going to plug this in. I don't have a handy dandy plug next to me. I have one behind me. And I have to reach over and step on the blanket where little girl was on the floor in the kitty bed. No mama cat and kitten last night, and so far mama cat has not shown up. Maybe they're hiding. No, it's not silk. It's polyester. It feels very soft. I mean, it's soft. It's very plush polyester. So, okay, get this thing off. All right, now we unfurl the blanket cord. There we go. It's plugged in. Now let's get up and see if I can find a plug. Oh, my knees don't like the rain either. All right, running out of plugs. Fluffy loves the bed. Fluffy loves the. Okay, here we go. All right, it is plugged in, and now, ta-da! Tonight's not that cold, but during the night we're on a frost warning. All right, there's setting 1. I don't know if you can see that. Setting 2, setting 3. 3 is yellow, 4 is red, green, yellow, orange, and red. So I'll set this on 4. Nope. Don't want no USB. I like having it plugged to the wall, and then it will stay nice and toasty and warm. And I got enough stuff plugged into USB that I have trouble with, because one day I got to figure a way to install that power strip on the board. The board's a board I found, but it's laminated. Get another board from Home Depot and then screw it into the board, because the power strip keeps falling down. Now this thing, oh, I see. There's another problem here. I got to do the other side. This was $24.95. So if I go and get the Biddeford from Target, it's over $30 now. Everything's going up. Oh, this is really soft, fluffy. Okay, now, Mr. Fluff, Fluffington. Let's put a blanket over this. I have to remake the bed later, but my intention with this is to put one blanket. The only thing that drives me nuts, but oh my God, they finally had sets. These guys have put the cord, the attachment on the side. No more, I'm going to get another one of these. No more is it attached to the middle so your feet get caught in the cord all the time. All right. Fluffy, where are you going? I disturbed the fluff. All right, now that should make my bed nice and toasty. No, it's not wireless. it's plugged into the wall. And I got this from Amazon. So, Ningbo Royal Peace Household Products Limited. Number 269 Yingdong South Road, Yingshao Economic Development Zone, Ningbo, Zhejiang, China, with a zip code yet, 315145. So, made in China. And, but let's see, is it heating? Slowly. The other one, if I turn it on high, $24.95. If I turn it on high, it gets. I was freezing here one day, and I sat on the electric blanket, and it made me warm in about 20 minutes. It was no longer cold. It radiated through my body, through my butt, my hips, my legs. It went up and down, and my whole body was warm in about 20 minutes. So, let's see. Are you getting warmer? Yes. You shall see if it gets warm while I'm sitting on it. Okay, it takes time to go through the wires. It's about where my left hand is now. So you get what you're paid for. This is the other one gets warm right away. Okay, it's getting there. It's gonna take some time. I guess a brand new blanket, but I needed another blanket. So it is not wireless. The other night the power went out here about 8:30 at night, and the door's over there, and I could not find the door in the dark. I had to go and take my camera light and unscrew it and hold the door. And my neighbor asked me to borrow it. She left her flashlight in her bedroom, and the whole area was dark. I mean, what's weird is down the street, there were some lights on about 4 blocks away, but everything to up the hill was completely dark, and it was out for an hour. So, okay. Oh boy. I think. Here's Fluffy. Fluffy. Fluffle. Fluffle. Come here, Fluffle. Come here, Fluffle. Here. Lie on the blanket. There you go. Let's see, is it getting warmer? I don't know, I hope this thing isn't a turkey. I'll be really mad. There's lots of electric blankets on Amazon. Fluffy goes out in the rain, he starts sneezing. He has been going out and immediately coming back in again, and so is the little girl. They're getting cabin fever from all this rain. So, okay, it seems to be getting warm. It's getting there. I figured by later on tonight, the bed what I'm going to do is I'll probably put this one on top of me. The other one I have it under a flannel sheet, then I have a flannel sheet on under me. I'll probably put this one on top of me and put the other one underneath me. That way the bed's warm because the bed gets ice cold. So, and this is what I just ordered from Amazon, the little cups. And then there's the other thing. That was, so, and I got another thing. So, but that's my channel members. And so, where you can see content you wouldn't see anywhere else. And so, that's it. I have to go out. Kathy has to go to the doctor now because they won't give her medication, which means she has to go to the emergency room, which is ridiculous. She should have stayed with Anthem. And I have Anthem Blue Cross, and I'm able to go to UCSF, but they said she's not able to go there anymore. It sucks. So her medical problems are not as bad as my medical problems. And still waiting for Patty to give back my sweats. And her excuse now was not cleaning Kathy's apartment after I paid her $50 is, well, you know, a professional would charge a lot of money, and Kathy says you're not a professional. And then Patty goes, well, I'm disabled, with so are the rest of these. Solar blanket? I don't have a solar blanket to the best of my recollection. I have Reflectix in all the windows in here, and I put Reflectix, which is a insulator, on the screen door, which made a huge difference in the wind coming in here. Fluffy tore the carpet out from under the door and the weather stripping, and that place that I called, PG&E gave me, never called me back to come in and put weather stripping. So now I have a large pink towel on the kitty bolster that blocks the wind from coming in here because there's a gap under the door. I can't do it this month, but in April I will go to Home Depot, take a picture of the door, measure the door, say, what can I do? And I cannot find, I have a drill and a electric screwdriver, and I can't find the cords to them. Maybe I can put a replacement cord on eBay. Then drill the weather stripping to the door, and then the wind was so bad here, we had 50, 60 mile an hour winds here, that I could feel the air coming through the side of the door. So I got to get weather stripping for that. So that's why I wear my sweater, and it's definitely getting warm. I can feel it now. But I have 4 electric blankets that stopped working because I made a big mistake. I washed them on high heat and ran them with the rest of the clothes. Big mistake. Don't do that. So now I know better. You take them and you just run them for 5 minutes and hang them out to dry. But you can't hang them out to dry when it's pouring rain. And they said in a report this morning that we're going to get more snow in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is it snowed last night. I don't understand about a solar blanket. The heaters near are turned off because they would not shut off in the summer. And then the former maintenance guy who got attacked by the homeless people in the parking lot, he had to hit a hammer with it to get it to stop putting out heat in the bedroom. So I'm freezing in there all the time. That's why you see me wearing sweaters. I've sat here with my hat on, my scarf on, and ice cold. So, and I'm waiting to go get more quarters. Hello, Candy Cane. Hello, Gertrude. Thank you for coming in. I'm waiting to get more quarters, do more laundry, but I'm also waiting for it to stop raining. Because some stuff's too big to take. Let's see if it's still raining or not. Oh, but I have to go to the store tonight. I have nothing to eat. Little girl sits herself right where I have to put my foot down. And it stopped. No mama kitten. No kitten. I don't know what happened to her. Hello, you. How you doing? Oh, what'd you do? Oh, I know the feeling. Yeah, deal is. My neighbor lives down the street in Kathy's former building. Okay, she's having leg trouble. Stop raining. So as this video gets done, I will take a shower, get dressed, go to the store, and then come back and feed the kitties. Okay. So I did hang up all the clothes, put away all the socks, and these sweats I washed, but they're getting threadbare, and the other pocket is torn. It's $15 to repair these. I've changed my pocket here. So I will not be getting the coin loans out. I paid off Stoneberry. So that's $25 a month I don't have to pay out. But, and it is, with the towel over the kitty bolster, it makes it 4 degrees warmer in here. It's 64 in here. Rough it till springtime? What cat? I winked at the camera. My eye is, this right eye, I dropped an iPad on it. I think it threw I have a lens to the cataract surgery. It threw it out because now this eye, if I close the left eye, this eye is blurry. Fluffy is enjoying the blanket, yes. Mr. Fluff. Oh, he's getting nice and warm now. No, I can't sleep in here. It's that cold. I stay up all night because I can't sleep, and I pass out, and I get about 3 hours of sleep a day. So I'm getting like, but with 2 blankets on the bed, I should be warm. I've got sometimes 5 blankets on top of me and a cat. So really cold in here because there's no, partly the door, the whole apartment is freezing. The walls are ice cold, the bed's cold, the door's cold. When the power went on, I felt the door felt like it was made out of ice. And you wouldn't think it's only like maybe 5 feet away. I kept going like this. I couldn't find the door in the dark. I found the bookcase with the paranormal books. So I've got to get, hold on. I've got to go get more. Oh, that's dead. Oh, no batteries in it. I'm out of AAA batteries. Maybe what's nice to me, they can send me some AAA batteries. I go through these like they're M&Ms. I have 3 flashlights. Well, Kathy is having a health issue tonight. So, if you want to send me anything, everybody knows where I live, so I don't care. I use rechargeable batteries, but I haven't had time. I'm waiting to see what bills have been paid. I got to go get the rent cashier's check. I will take Kathy out to lunch on Thursday. It has not been hot in here since September, so it's gotten to 56 in here, and the place is cold. It faces the sun in 3 directions in the summer, and I roast in here, and in the wintertime I freeze. I did run the electric heater the other night, but that jacks up my electric bill. So, so I know how you said it was hot. There was a couple of days here it hit, when we had no rain, it hit 70. That's as warm as it's been. But back in August, it was 107 here, and I was dying in here. I couldn't get to sleep till 4 and 5 in the morning, taking 4 and 5 showers a day to try to cool off. So anyway, I'm warm right now because I'm sitting on top of an electric blanket, and I've got a sweater on. I've got my thermal underwear on, my sweats on, and then when I get done with this, I'll turn everything off and get in the shower, get dry, get dressed, go put on my jacket, grab my backpack, my shopping bag, my cane, and go down and see if Mama Cat and Kitten. Oh, they're all off. They're not. They ain't been on for months. So it's just too cold in here. I had to run them when it was 70 in here one day, but this is one of my canes. It's the tip. I use it so much the tip came open, and it's bent. Somehow it got bent. I'm not strong enough like Superman to unbend it. But I keep it as an emergency cane when I go to the bathroom. The dizziness is lessened, so that's good. So, excuse me. I got about 3 hours of sleep this afternoon. Now let's see. Let's see. Weather Kitty, which keeps giving me Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for some reason. "34 and cloudy in Pittsburgh." They had rain yesterday. 39 now. They went from 34 to 39. Oh, 34 is the low. It's 39 right now. Pittsburgh with a pretty kitty. And let's see. All right, Martinez. They're saying drizzle. Right now it went from 51 to 43. Tonight will be 36 with a happy kitty. It's 45 right now. Mostly cloudy. So let's see the rain. Wind 9 miles an hour, 9.5 miles an hour, 12-mile visibility. And they're saying today rain 0%. 7 p.m., 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. The rain is over. So, and let's look at the radar. Well, the rain has moved. Oh, there it is. It has moved. It's near Fremont. You can see the radar. There's the storm. It has moved off. That's good. No rain. Glad to see it. 6 o'clock, it's showing rain here, though. That's not good. Time is it anyway? 6:30. 4:30 it rained. You can see the progression here. Pushing it. Okay, moving off, moving off. Well, it's saying to 6:20 there may still rain, but it's heading towards Stockton and Sacramento. And they're showing indicators of what looks like snow up by Clear Lake. So, George Norrie has said nothing. I have not gotten a reply from Norrie. That is an edited George Norrie. My first name is Anthony, which I've always hated since I was 14 for a reason I won't go into. Everybody calls me George except my sister, who calls me Tony. Well, it's edited. He's never called me Anthony. I looked at a video where Kathy and I drove in the pouring rain to Marin County to a hotel where George Norrie was appearing at a conference. That's 7 years ago. He always says George. So, remember, these trolls they have edited my videos to make me sound like I'm saying things I never said. They splice words together. They can do wonderful things with sound, but they can do terrible things with sound. And I have contacted the network. I have contacted Tom. I've contacted George. And it just, the way he says stuff on there, they took stuff from, it's under the fake. There's an imposter who calls himself the official, the guy from Pittsburgh. And he's got a video talking about my mother being in Dachau, the concentration camp. Is Anthony why does he say his mother is Jewish? They're attacking my late mother and father. And why do I say I'm Jewish? I have a Jewish mother. And they went and found baptismal certificates, marriage certificates of my mother and my grandmother. My father got court-martialed after the war because he was black marketing. He went, he was like acting like Bilko, but he wasn't stealing one case of antibiotics and selling on the black market. He had whole truckloads. Little obvious when you drive through the streets of Nuremberg with a convoy. By the end of court-martial, they broke him down in rank, and then they brought him back up in rank. He was a very good master sergeant. And after the war, he came back to the United States. Well, I guess the wars are over for me. I fought World War II. They shipped him to Korea. And then they had the gall to attack my mother and him. He came back with what they called shell shock, battle fatigue. He told me once that he froze in the Battle of the Bulge. He was cold in the Battle of the Bulge, but he said, I froze in Korea and I was scared to death in Korea because there were all the Chinese communists in the world coming, attacking positions. And the Japanese had owned Korea. And before World War II, they cut down all the trees and shipped all the lumber to Japan, and that's why Korea was so cold. There were no trees to break the wind in the mountain passes and stuff. So I'm not going to promote that guy. He's an imposter. I've complained bitterly to YouTube, but people are telling me they've seen this video. George Norrie's narrating it. And so therefore I cannot... whoops, hold on. 1,251,029 views right now, 8,301 subscribers. And I've just lost the, that's not it. Hold on. I just lost the feed for this video. Hold on a minute. This stupid thing won't let me there's a guy who claims to be the guy from Pittsburgh official, or the official of the guy from Pittsburgh. And I've complained that he's an imposter and YouTube won't do anything about it. Now give me a moment. What is this now? Okay, I gotta get rid of this. I wrote the network. I wrote George Norrie, sent them a copy of the long email, and I haven't, to the best of my knowledge, gotten a reply yet, but we'll see. Yeah, okay, now. I got a response from the network. Going down my email. Give me a minute. There we go. That was Monday. So it may take time to get. I sent a very long email to iHeartRadio, to Premier Radio Network. So we will see now. Let me get back in here. I can't find my heating pad. I think it's in a box at Kathy's. There's about 40 boxes in her closet. So I don't know where the hell it is. And, oh, I have two different things here. Hold on. Okay, let me lessen this. George is not likely to say anything on the air unless people call him up and say, why are you attacking George Senda in a video, which they have got this video scheduled for October 2023, which is the birth month of my mother. My mother lived to 94, and they accused her of a horrible thing. And, you know, it's someone not alive who can't defend herself. So these people are just whoever's running this channel, and it's the network say we are studying the information you sent us, and I didn't read what they just said because I had to go through three. For some bizarre reason, you can't use every time I shift from OBS, the stupid computer makes the computer stop. Shut up. It makes the screen content go away. Now I got Facebook. I don't know what the hell that's doing on there. So I can't see the OBS. Nori makes $2 million a year. I don't think the trolls have $2 million. And I talked to Tom about 2 weeks ago, trying to get on the air when he had a guest on, and Tom pranked me, saying George Nori's never heard of you. He said he never heard of Pittsburgh guy. That's not Pittsburgh guy. That's a phony guy who lives in L.A. and claims he's Pittsburgh dad. I said, my videos are on the website. Then Tom started cracking up, and he said, I got you, George. I messed with you. Oh, okay. So I never got on the air. But Tom Deniger's producer knows who I am. I've done a television pilot with George Nori. It's very long. And you know, I'm going to have to get it printed out. It has links to my videos. It has links to all the Nori videos that I appeared with George Nori, the Alien Con that we drove to Marin County, the interview with George Nori. George Nori sings at KSCO in Santa Cruz, and so, but I sent it to there's a Fort section. They have no. I even called the network. And they said to call the directory, dial this. I could not get a hold of Tom on the phone. Tom now has my phone number. George has my phone number. George has called my home in the past. So I don't think he would, I get a new credit card, I'll get the medication for Fluffy and little girl. Fluffy has a respiratory infection. I haven't had the money. So, computer, stop. Shut up. Well, as I understand it, the trolls went and put pressure on the network to have my videos taken down and to ensure that I did not become a guest host on Coast. So I've never gotten any confirmation on why is this stupid thing. If I click on OBS, the internet disappears. I mean, the channel disappeared. This is nuts. Okay, there we go. If I click on Firefox, it's going to work. Driving you crazy in the rain. I got any confirmation on that. Next on Coast to Coast AM without George Senda. Okay, now. Tom in the original interview, I haven't ordered them yet because I've been waiting for Kathy to come over. She has 3 different credit card offers, and I told her don't give me grief, and she gave me grief about something else, and I had a long explanation. But one problem with Kathy on the phone is that when I talk to her on the phone, she starts going, well, did you see what Patty did to me? And she told me, and then 20 minutes, non-stop talking. And I go, Kathleen, Kathy. I don't know what happens to her hearing. If it disappears or if the speaker goes out on her end, she just keeps talking. And I have to hang up the phone. Then I call back And then after 3 or 4 tries, because it gives me mailbox is full, leave a message. You can't leave a message, the mailbox is full. She never clears out the mailbox. Patty claimed she told her how to do it. And every time I tell Kathy to bring the phone, I forgot the phone. So remember, I was $71 overdrawn this month because I could not see the small print of my account. I thought I had more money than I did. Fluffy and little girl will get the antibiotics this month as soon as we get a new credit card. And Kathy goes, well, how much am I have to pay for your going to this convention? I said, nothing. I said, when you get the card to authorize me to be an authorized user, I will use it for 2 things. To go to dinner in the middle of the night. I'm not going to sit in the lobby of the hotel and freeze. They run the air conditioner because of COVID. And then I will go to the buffet in the daytime and buy 1 paranormal book and take Lyft back and forth to the restaurant that's too damn far to walk. And it's too cold by the airport. So, and then on the 1st of April, I will go to Capital One. When I make my Capital One payment, I'll make a Capital One payment on her card. And we're getting that card because we want Orkin to come in. They will seal all the cracks under the pipes, in the walls, in the cabinets, in the closets, whatever it is, and spray the entire apartment. We will put the cats in the carriers. We will call Lyft. We will have Lyft take us to Bart. We'll ride around with the cats for 4 hours on Bart. They won't appreciate it. And then we will bring them back. And then we'll give Kathy $20 for cab fare, and I'll go home. And then they got to come the next month, and the next month, $130 to spray the whole apartment. Part of the problem, she has roaches. Termites came in, only spritzed in the kitchen a little bit, didn't do the rest of the apartment. That's why we wanted Patty and me to go up and clean. And Kathy said, I just realized something, why Patty didn't take you, because you would have made her clean. I said, you're damn right I would have. So I don't know from Mandalorian. I don't watch this revisionist Star Wars J.J. Abrams crap. I saw the revisionist Kelvin Universe Star Trek. I like the actors, but the whole blowing up Vulcan and killing Spock's mother, no. Screw that. So I don't watch the J.J. Abrams Star Wars universe. You know, I want the classic Star Wars, the classic Star Trek. I did watch Voyager. I liked it. I did, except for the first season with those guys who harbored its Sidorans. Yuck. I watched Deep Space Nine, but I got sick of the Bajoran mysticism. I watched Enterprise, and I had trouble figuring that out. The guy who does the podcast was Trip on there. I hate him. I didn't like him. They killed Trip off. So I don't watch The Mandalorian. I know what a Mandalorian is. They're bounty hunters, but I don't know the rest of the race. I don't know the background. I saw the original Star Wars at Grauman's Chinese Theater. That's what it was called in those days, and the lines were 3 blocks long, but it was very weird. I walked up, got in line, about 4 people ahead of me, got my ticket, $3. I'd been up for 48 hours, hadn't any sleep, sat there, and all of a sudden these light letters come on the screen, and then this starship comes, and I went, whoa! And I was wide awake, and I was awake through the whole movie, and I've never seen anything like it, so it was incredible. So let me put it this way. The call to bull the hell out of me. I watched one episode. I said, this is garbage. I am not going to watch Picard. I watched clips of Q and Picard talking about Q dying. So, and I like Patrick Stewart as an actor, but if I had been the Romulans or the Klingons, I would have blown the Enterprise out of the sky because, oh God, he's going to give us another talk for like 40 minutes telling us how terrible we are and how we have to have morals. And I have no teeth, so it's hard to do a British accent, but I'm going to talk them to death now, number one, and open a channel. And I go, no more, stop, shut up, stop moralizing. That's why they captured you. You had to do 4 lights or 5 lights because the Romulans couldn't take it anymore. I watched Enterprise, Deep Space Nine, original Star Trek, Voyager, and the Star Trek Strange New Voyages, which I'm still waiting for season 2 to come on Paramount. And I don't know why they finished all the episodes. Where the hell is season 2? And I don't watch Below Decks. I don't watch that one where these kids find a starship and they've got an animated Dwayne. They've got a holodeck Janeway. I thought that was ridiculous. So I'm old school. I like the old stuff. And now they're running on my tablet with Pluto TV, all the original episodes of Star Trek. And on another channel, they run Next Generation, so I can watch those. And I disagree with Trip and the other guy was on Enterprise. They said the worst episode ever of Next Generation was this one where all the people were black and this guy was like a black king and he wanted Tasha Yar or he wanted Troy, I don't remember, to be his queen. No, the worst episode was the one where they killed Tasha Yar with the thing that looked like crude oil in a pit of motor oil. That was horrible. So Denise Crosby wanted to leave the series because she felt she wasn't going anywhere. Kathy is captain of Wedge and they'd still be stuck in the Delta Quadrant. No, she's the most technophobic person I know. Mr. Tuvok, run the sensors for the Borg. Harry Kim, do this. What the hell is his name? Oh God, I in the back of my mind I know his real name. The pilot, let's get us out of here, and then the ship blows up. No, that ain't gonna happen, Kathy. Trump is captain? No. Picard would always talk to the Romulans, the Klingons. It would go on for, I'm exaggerating, 20 minutes. Or we have to do this, and we have to do that, and you should really do this. And you can see the Romulans getting more and more pissed off. Oh, God, he never shuts up. Put the photon torpedoes and the phasers on. Let's destroy him. I can't take it anymore. If I've been Romans out about their entire fleet and blown the Enterprise up till I don't care if we go to war. I can't take this guy anymore. Took me a very long time after season 1, which was horrible, to warm up to Next Generation. But, I watched one episode of Picard and I said, this is terrible. They paid him a lot of money to do this, and now they brought back Q, they brought back Riker, they brought back Data. They had 7 of 9, and they gave a reason why she may be 7 of 9. There was a Paramount star on stage 7 and 9, and Paramount has now torn down the sound stage where they could do live orchestra music for shows, which is a terrible thing. So, but Picard just gets too. Also, the actor had fun after the first season. We're trying to be professionals here, and everybody else is cracking up. And the one director said, I can't work with these guys anymore. They're nuts. But Picard is a stick in the mud. I mean, that's why it took 7 seasons for him to play poker with the rest of the crew. He's too serious. Give me Archer. Give me Janeway. I didn't like Catherine Janeway at first, too. I warmed up to her. So, and then Jake Sisko. I like Avery Brooks very much, but that whole Bajord missed him. He's the emissary, and now he's gone off to be the emissary for life. He's gone off with the prophets or something. Wow. And That's not your grandfather's Star Trek either. It's not Roddenberry's idea. We all get along like happy Federation members. They went to war a lot. They went to war Next Generation. They're fighting the Borg fleet. They're fighting the Cardassians. They're fighting the, what was the name of the Dominion? They're fighting the Jem'Hadar. It was constant war and conflict when they weren't winding down from war and conflict. It's not the peaceful Federation we knew. Yeah, Cisco. The best thing I ever saw Cisco do. Q gets on board and Q starts pretending he's like, oh God, I hate this. I can't. Not Jack Dempsey, but this other guy before Dempsey, and he pretends they're doing fisticuffs, and Q gets like this, and Cisco punches him and knocks him down. He goes, Picard never punched me. I'm not Picard. I broke up. Almost fell on the floor. And I watched a nice, fun episode of the podcast with Shuttle Pod with Sir. Oh God, I'm gonna bangle his name, but the one who played Cisco's son. That was fun. I've been watching all of those bit by bit. I tried watching the Nana Visitor, and I couldn't watch it. I may or may not watch Denise Crosby, but I didn't like Trip being killed in Enterprise. It took me a long time to warm up to Enterprise too, and also they had somebody from Next Gen on, and they said we were shocked when they canceled us. We could have gone on for 10 years. So, yeah, yeah. You may remember in First Contact, I think it was, and they bring Worf back on the Enterprise. Well, Worf's on the ship, the Defiant, and perhaps today is a good day to die. Worf would always crack me up, and I've met Michael Dorn. He's a nice fellow, but I really wanted to see an episode where Riker in the books gets the Titan, and I wanted to see Riker take over the Enterprise where like Picard would get sick or something. Then we had that horrible season where Gates McFadden got pregnant. I don't remember if it was during that season, and they took her off. Someone didn't like her at Paramount. They took her off Next Gen, and they brought in Diana Muldaur, and the B word applies, and everybody hated her. And she left, and she went up in Chicago Law or LA Law or something. And then the fans all revolted and say, "Bring back Gates McFadden." So I've met William Shatner. In fact, they said that it got an award for the worst rendition of whoever wrote the song "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds" in whenever it was, at the Emporium in San Francisco. Shatner was selling his Transport Man album. I bought 2 copies. Don't have them anymore, lost my storage. And Shatner had talked, he'd gone on the American Sportsman to hunt boar on Catalina Island. Well, they had a huge magazine, something you don't see anymore, huge magazine stand in the Emporium. So a big department store in San Francisco, gone too. And I found 2 copies of Bow and Arrow, and brand new, and it was Shatner on the cover. So I went up to him, waited my turn in line, bought the 2 copies. And he said, "They haven't sent me this." So I handed him, "Here you go." And he autographed mine. So, yeah, Shatner, That's cool. March 22nd. Mine is April 28th. I'm amazed that Shatner's 92. He injured his shoulder recently, and he said that he can't ride horses anymore. That's kind of sad. He loves horses. Hold on a minute. Why are you coming on here? I don't know why. This is popping up on its own. So, I was going to play some music, which I forgot. So, I'll play that at the end of this. I have met Michael Dorn, William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy. We sat at KGO in San Francisco, and I was waiting to be filmed for a segment that never aired. They filmed me, I had twice on KGO Channel 7, segment never aired. They decided not to use it in the news. So I sat with Leonard. I said, how you doing, Mr. Nimoy? Thank you for all your work. I've enjoyed you In Search Of and Echoes and other things. And he said, thank you. And he said, so we started talking. He said, don't you yet want to ask me about Star Trek? I said, you get to ask that stuff all the time. I'm sure you're quite sick of it. And this, I think he was doing a tour for I Am Not Spock. And then he did another book later on when he realized that he was Spock. So I am Spock. So we sat in KGO in the lobby for an hour and talked about what it was like growing up Jewish. We had a lovely time. He was a lovely man. I wish he'd been able to stop smoking. That's killed Hugh Brenner. It killed Sammy Davis Jr. It killed Johnny Carson. It killed him. I have met Michael Dorn. I had lunch with George. I never did his name right, but Takei. He took us all to dinner in Berkeley, and everybody had to wear a name tag George, and I said, I don't have to wear a name tag George. And he said, why not? Because I'm already George. So if you are George, it's the best name in the world. So he laughed. And I spent the weekend with Jimmy Duan, Scotty. And he liked his scotch. In the real life, he drank this gigantic bottle of Johnny Walker Black. All of us would have been dead on the floor. He was drinking in a glass, and he was giving us wonderful stories and a wonderful time at the Red Hour convention at a high school in San Francisco for the weekend, and I was a member of a Star Trek group. A lovely man. And well, the problem with coming back to Star Trek, well, they killed Shatner. They killed Captain Kirk. He wanted to be in one of the movies, and they wouldn't let him. They let Spock. And he's admitted that he should never allowed to have been killed. Malcolm McDowell, who played the villain in Generations, got death threats for killing Captain Kirk. So now there's a book where they revive Captain Kirk. They go find his body. They bring him back to life. I have about 200 Star Trek books in the bedroom. I'm a huge fan. I have a Star Wars book in the bedroom. But it screws your career up. You get typecast. You get typecast as Scotty. You get typecast as whomever. In fact, I watched a clip of a Joan Rivers show with Audrey Meadows and Joyce Randolph, who played Alice, and Trixie Norton. Norton! What are you doing, Norton? And they both said, well, Joyce said it didn't matter that much to me. I had a family. I had raised a small child. But Audrey Meadows said for years, everything I did, commercials, movies, they would always put me in the kitchen. It wasn't until Alfred Hitchcock invited me to buy an Alfred Hitchcock hour that I got out of the kitchen. So you get typecast in that role. I was in the Screen Actors Guild. I worked on the streets of San Francisco. You never see me. I'm in the background. I worked in a movie called The Monk. They cut me. And before I got into trouble in '72. By the way, this video is the crimes of Anthony Senda, and I haven't committed any crime of any note since 1977. I got probation, I made restitution, I've been bonded, and I had the San Francisco PD, the Hayward PD, and the Martinez PD vet me for bonding, and they said, nobody cares, you were arrested 50 years ago. Except the trolls. They're making a big deal out of my past. Horrible people, so. Yeah, well, you know, Shatner, his claim to Star Trek infamy is Star Trek V, The Search for God. What does God need with a starship? Boy, that turkey, it brought them back. Again, after Star Trek IV, which was great fun, with the nuclear vessels. And I've been on the Enterprise, the real one, the nuclear carrier. I got lost on the Enterprise and kept going down the stairs because I couldn't find my way to get back up again. They were public, you could go on the Enterprise. And I got to the bottom and someone found me and I got yelled at by the captain. What are you doing down there? Oh, you're lost. I've been on the carrier Enterprise. And I have a tie-in to the Enterprise. I went to Leonardtown Military Academy in Leonardtown, Maryland. And in the front, and back then it was all male, now it's co-ed, still military school. They took part of the bridge when they scrapped the Carrier Enterprise, a famous World War II, the most decorated ship in the Navy, and the bridge of the Enterprise, this piece of the steel, and the anchor from the Enterprise is sitting in front of the school. I used to stand on that piece of metal and pretend that I was the captain of the Enterprise. So, well, he may not have been God. He certainly wasn't God. He was probably some kind of weird alien energy entity. And who knows how they blew him up, but, you know. Spock may have manipulated the cannon, phaser cannon, whatever they shot him with to destroy him. But they killed him. He's gone. Maybe the whole planet blew up for all I know. But I haven't watched that movie. I've got them all on Blu-ray. But that was the biggest turkey that Shatner ever laid, an egg that Shatner ever laid. So, and I watched a lot of Shatner. I watched him when he was Alexander the Great. I watched The Barbary Coast. I watched a lot of T.J. Hooker. By the way, here's a trivia question they gave in the podcast. How many series or movies, I don't know, how many TV series have William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy appeared in together? And anyone want to take a guess? No? Okay, it's 6. I know of 3. It was T.J. Hooker, Mission Impossible, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Star Trek, and I don't remember the other 2, but and no, it was six television series they appeared in together in episodes. So, but Leonard decided not to be in Generations, and Scotty said he'd never work with Shatner again. Shatner would take lines away from the other actors and, let's take this out and put the emphasis on me. I'm the star. And then he goes, I can't understand why there's antipathy toward me by the rest of the cast. And I don't know what he did to piss off George. They may or may not have made up. It's the never-ending battle between George and William Shatner. So, and I think Shatner did one thing that was terrible. It would have cost 30 grand. He was doing a charity function dinner for the Red Cross um, raise money for the Red Cross, and he was in Florida, and Brother Nimoy died, and he sent his daughters to show up at the funeral. Now, it would have been an all-nighter, but he could have flown a jet from Florida to Los Angeles and been at the funeral, and he didn't do it. And he still doesn't understand what he did. He said something to piss off Leonard Nimoy, and Leonard wouldn't talk to him anymore. And Shatner can't remember what it is, so maybe he needs hypnosis to find out why he made Leonard Nimoy, lifelong friends after they worked in Star Trek, get so mad at him he wouldn't talk to him anymore. And I wish I could probably, given my gift of gab, I could probably get Shatner and George in the same room and I'd say, what's wrong with you two guys? You should be getting along. Make up. You know, I'm not going to say kiss and make up because George is gay, and I don't give a damn if he's gay. I enjoyed seeing him. I enjoyed seeing him in Star Trek 6 as the commander of the whatever it was, the NX-01, formerly commanded by a Martinet and James Sicking. Can't remember the character's name, but Kirk, you'll never command a starship again if you steal that ship. So, and you can get online, if you look, those teacups that Sulu was drinking out of that shattered, not the shattered one, but they are made by Falsgraf, I think. Oh my, yes, oh my. You may remember at the end of Generations when Kirk died, his last two words were, oh my. If I die one day, I don't intend to go, I've been pronounced. They made a thing of this video, by the way. Did George really die 3 times? Well, technically twice. Pronounced dead, saw my body leave my body, went to the light in the corner of the room, and if I knew if I went through the light, I was going to not come back, but I was 5 and 10 years old at the time. You don't have any concept of, or very little concept of death. And I'd never heard of out-of-body experience before. But I saw the tunnel, saw the light. Got electrocuted the 3rd time, and then the 4th time I may have died. I certainly was unconscious both times. I had watered the lawn and came into the concrete recreation room that my dad never finished. Plugged the electric fan into the socket, zap! Flew about 50 feet, hit the wall, was out cold for an hour, and then my uncle's dog Judy, the Labrador, ba-doop, 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 run across the yard. He had a yard that was 3 blocks long. And she ran and jumped on the steps and put her paws in me and went through the screen door, through the glass door, down the stairs, out cold. So I never make up anything I say. I never lie about it. I may not remember. I'm 70. I'll be 71 in April. I've forgotten things. I have to get my memory jogged by Kathy. And she has the memory of an elephant. You did this in the room. I don't remember that. When did I do that? But we've been together for 45 years, so on and off. People say, why don't you live with Kathy? Because we drive each other nuts. That's why we don't live with you. But I've told her, I said, I hope one day you move closer to me because this business of being 15 miles away and a 4-hour bus ride to see each other, and then you got to go home and I got to get home, but there's no buses. We need a car again. So I miss my Kathy. We're going to see each other Thursday because she's got to go get medication. No rain Thursday, Friday, and then it's going to rain again Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And she kept saying, when is the cool weather going to stop? I said, what am I? Willard Scott from NBC giving the weather, who was the first Ronald McDonald, by the way, for a local McDonald's franchise in Washington, D.C. years ago. Yeah, George should get a shirt that says, oh my, if he doesn't have one already. But what made these two, what made George so mad at Shatner? Probably Shatner took his lines too, I don't know. Well, it's 7:12, and I don't get going. I'm not gonna have any food to eat tonight, so I need to get going. This is George Senda. Oh, you're. Every time I say I'm gonna leave, somebody comes in. Hello, Betty. I gotta go get food before there's no buses. If it starts raining, I'm not walking a mile to the Safeway in the rain. And then I've got to feed the kitties. But the only thing I've got to eat here is instant oatmeal and waffles. And I bought waffles, but I'd eat one more waffle. I'm going to scream. I have to go get some food. The topic has turned into William Shatner and George Takei, whatever you pronounce his name, why they're fighting in Star Trek. I don't know if they turned Nori. I think that's highly edited because George has never called me Anthony ever. And you can see when you listen to the narration in that so-called trailer, you can hear things that don't sound right. So I have not gotten a response from the network yet, but cigarettes? No, I've never said you can't talk about cigarettes. I don't smoke. I've smoked one cigarette in my life, one or two puffs, and then threw up. A Kent in 1962. My mother smoked Kents. My dad smoked Lucky Strikes. He wound up a little machine he dragged around to breathe with, just like Leonard Nimoy. He got emphysema. But, well, when you eat waffles every day for 2 weeks, you get sick of waffles. Toaster waffles, not waffle makers. So, well, I'd have to hire an attorney. That's $7,500, and of course, something I get very seldom. Frankly, much to my annoyance, because people keep saying they can't afford it. It goes for the cats, but every dollar I get in Super Chat means $1 I can spend on something else. So, and YouTube takes 45% of my ad revenue, and they take 30% of Super Chat, which is outrageous. I am not on TikTok. I will not sign up with the communist-owned TikTok that's spying on everybody. No, I don't deal with red communists. I buy stuff that's made in China because everything is made in China. You can't get around it. Well, I think we should have, frankly, I think they should have done a show called Sulu. Excelsior, that's it. I had to dig in the back of my brain. USS Excelsior. Every time I hear the word Excelsior, I think Stan Lee saying Excelsior. But I like Sulu. I've always liked Sulu. And I watched the Shuttle Pod with Walter Koenig. I enjoyed that one. His family, his father thought of himself as a Russian Jew, but they came from Lithuania like my mother came from Lithuania. So, TikTok with that devil. What was the one thing I saw on Twitter that broke me up? They had one that was a refrigerator. They had one as a washer and dryer, a dishwasher. all kinds of photo image things of the balloons. But they shot down apparently 4 of them. But then suddenly we get 4 train derailments, and well, it's not right wing enough. By the way, we've had a revelation, and they say it's low confidence. Department of Energy determined that the COVID virus was accidentally released from the Wuhan weapons lab. My friend argued with me about it. I said, look, I was commenting on this in my paranormal news forum in 2019 before they were telling us that it was bats in the Wuhan wet market. And I said, look, the same bats are being sold right across the pond in Indonesia in the wet market. Nobody's got COVID. That was an excuse. That was total BS. So, and Twitter is not totally right wing because I said something about Fauci. I've been blocked from Twitter now for a week. Don't get me started on Fauci. So, Fauci became rich for the pandemic. He's now worth $10 million. So yes, COVID's still around. I got COVID in November. I can attest to the horribleness of COVID and the vaccine's not working. I got the booster. I got the horrible Pfizer vaccine, which made my fingers, hands, toes, and feet go numb with screaming pain and stabbing pain in my toes and feet. And the Moderna, which did nothing, it didn't have any side effects at all. Kathy got the Moderna, Patty got the Moderna, my friend got the Moderna. But the Pfizer vaccine screwed my body up. And we're still having people die from COVID, so. And I love the New York Daily News. I wish I could show it to you. They had a headline, "It had to be Wu." They got researchers on it. And there's a video where a Chinese virologist says that from an Australian news source that this was released by the weapons lab. And they have a thing, the Biological Research Center or something like that. It's their germ warfare lab. So anybody who believed that story that it was bats has got bats in their belfry. So yeah, there's this thing from the New York Daily. COVID leak from Chinese lab, Energy Department report it had to be Wu, media government censors exposed, and everybody, CNN, NBC, and they gave Trump a ration of crap about it when he said it's a possibility this was released in the lab. They called him a racist. That's on Twitter too, so. Well, according to WHO, they said, somebody asked the WHO 2 years ago, is it possible this could release from lab? We think it's unlikely. And then they said, is this a bioweapon? It's only a bioweapon if it's been deliberately released. Well, if you have a bioweapon like anthrax that gets accidentally released, it's still a bioweapon. So who is full of crap too? I just had chow one the other day. But let me click on this thing, move it over here. And, okay, this is something that somebody said on Twitter, but I cannot agree more. We were right about the lab leak. We were right about, I can't read that, it's too small. Natural immunity, we're right about masks, we're right about inoculations, we're right about the vaccines, we're right about boosters, we're right about them faking COVID numbers, we were right about the deadly hospital protocol. We were right about ivermectin. I probably got that wrong. I can't read it right. We were right about evil Dr. Fauci. We were right about evil WHO. We were right about it being a world power grab. Guess who was wrong about everything? Yep, the government sheep that the, what is this? Follow the science crap, and of course the one who was also right of everything was President Trump. So the Wuhan lab leak story came out right away 3 years ago, and the press, Trump said it was a possibility, and our pathetic, biased, closed-mind mainstream media news people called Trump a racist, and they shut down that story. So, and Trump was crucified for saying it was from a Wuhan lab. He was right, and the media, when will the media apologize? Never. That'll never happen. They never apologize for anything. Yeah, hold on, I was reading stuff, and Benny, don't, bad enough I talk about my health, don't talk about your gas leak, your bladder leaks. I'm old. I have those issues too. So, ow, 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 ow. $5 would be nice, but if I got Super Chat, no, Wuhan. It's a city in a province. It's the Wuhan province in China, and it was where COVID started. And nobody heard of COVID before 2018, except I was doing it on the guy from Pittsburgh Paranormal and News Forum. Is what? Train. I don't think trains are bad. My favorite two railroad lines are the Chessie and the Pennsylvania Railroad. So, okay, I have to get going, folks. A Kent. My mother smoked Kents. They had a filter. My dad smoked unfiltered Lucky Strikes, 5 packs a day, like John Wayne smoked Camels. So, anyway, Fluffy is enjoying the blanket. Let's feel the fluff. The fluff is nice and warm. he got off the quilt. Fluffy is now lying on the electric blanket, and his fur is toasty warm now. Let's feel the blanket, Mr. Mouse. Oh, it's warm. It's very warm. I don't smoke. Well, it just had Benny, that has a sexual connotation. I'm not going to allow that. I don't smoke. I've smoked 1 cigarette, 2 puffs. I was with a friend in a field about 3 blocks from my house. We took my mother's Kents, and I threw up. So, no, Kathy will not be joining me. She has got to go to the doctor tomorrow because they denied her medication. So, she's not here. She's 15 miles away. We have no car. There's nowhere for this. There's not enough room in this bed for 2 people. I have to move Fluffy all the time so I can lie down. And the bedding starts tilting, heading toward the floor. So, and my eyes are killing me. I have to go get food. I'll have to take the 8 o'clock bus. Pulling and train. So, all right, that's it for this one. I must go. Thank you for coming in. Get your friends and join the channel where they can see content nobody else sees for $3.99 or $6.99 a month. And I wish people would donate to the channel. I've got 8,300 people as subscribers, and I never get donations. It's very annoying. Kathy's in her apartment, and she has no heater. Heater didn't work in their central heat and air. Probably, I don't know why, but she's ice cold. I got her an electric blanket last year. She said it still works. So, I eat breakfast all the time, but I've been eating waffles all month. I'm sick of waffles. I'm tired of rain. And it is, hold on. Let's see. Looks like the rain's moved on. Like what? I can't. Quanon. Q. I don't know what that is. The other reason I have to go is after dark, the raccoons show up and they push the cats away from their food. Now, let me look at one thing here. Putting that towel down made a big difference in here. in the warmth. I have to block the door up because Fluffy tore the weather stripping and then clawed at the carpet. There's no carpeting underneath the door. It's just air. No, I don't want TikTok. Go away. Boy, that's not very bright, is it? Um, when I go to the bus, they can see me. It is 60. That's not very bright. 65 in here. So, well, the problem with Newsmax is there's a big controversy, and they are getting people screaming at them. AT&T dropped Newsmax from their whatever it is, and so that's bright there, but I gotta shut that off. um, so now I gotta go get food. I have nothing to eat. I gotta go feed Tiny One and Gray. I gotta go, people. I gotta take the 8 o'clock bus. So, all right, this is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. Have a great night. Stay warm, stay dry. Thank you, George Max. Not always a lot of news, but, and there goes the OBS. So let's play a little bit of this before I leave. No, I was never that good. This is Smokey's Lounge from YouTube Music. Yeah, right. Scotch. I don't like the taste of scotch. By the way, I went to the liquor store the other night, and I said, how much is a small Hennessy now? And before the pandemic, it was $6. It's now $9.99 for a small bottle of Hennessy, and I only drink Hennessy in my tea so I can go to sleep. And one of my things I plan to do one day this year, when all my bills are paid, go to a piano store and say, could I pay someone to teach me how to reread music? And I found a keyboard on Facebook Marketplace. I would love to have an electronic keyboard here and relearn the piano again. I got a song in my head as the theme song for this channel, but I'd have to copyright it. Then I'd go after the trolls for using it. Yeah, I can see a jazz club with cigarettes, but you know, many places you can't bring cigarettes in anymore. Well, the troll stole that and used it as his bumper music, which really ticked me off. Bye-bye for now. Have a great night. This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh.